Rising Stars. Good morning, Angelfish. We are so happy to see you. It's me, Miss Tho, and Birdie here to see you. Birdie, I did not tell you. We have a fan. We have a grown-up fan. Liz, we love you. We're so glad that you're watching. Our grown-up friend watches every day and sings with us. She does the hand motions. She sings with us. Everything, Birdie. So we're so happy, Liz. Hopefully some of your friends, Birdie, are watching, and hopefully some of my students are watching. But since we're talking about singing, let's sing the ABCs right away. So let's get our hands nice and clean. Remember, we sing this when we wash our hands, and we'll make sure that we've got a good 20 seconds in. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, and Z. Now I know my hands are clean. Won't you help me dry them, please? It is so important that we wash our hands and we keep them clean, and we try to keep them away from touching our face, and we don't put them in our mouth because we want to stay very clean to keep everybody in our house healthy. That's just what we have to do. We should do it all the time, but especially now we need to make sure that we are helping everybody stay healthy. In fact, I've been making masks to help keep people healthy. That's what I've spent a lot of time doing yesterday. So that people can wear masks when they're out and make sure they're not breathing their germs on people or breathing in other people's germs. And hopefully that will help. Lots of people who work at hospitals and grocery stores want those kinds of masks to help keep them safe and healthy. I've got one for you, Birdie, but I haven't brought it over yet. Maybe I'll bring it over today. Let's take a look at the calendar. Birdie said she played some nice pranks on her family yesterday for April Fool's Day, because that was yesterday, April 1st. Today is Thursday. I know there are a lot of grown-ups who are losing track of what day it is, but today is Thursday. It is April 2nd. 2020. It is almost Friday. It's almost the weekend. There have been 2 days in April. It's been a long time since I've seen you, Keidan Rising Stars. I miss you. I miss you. I really do. I love being home, and I love my dog, and I love my wife, but man, I miss going to work every day and seeing you guys. Birdie has her calendar up. She's got the important dates on her calendar. Easter and Earth Day are both coming up. We'll have to think of something special to do for some of those holidays coming up. We'll do some fun stuff on our videos. But I have a question of the day for you today. The question of the day is, do you like running or jumping? What do you like best? Birdie, what do you like? Running. Birdie likes running. I think that I like jumping best because I love to jump on a trampoline. I always wanted a trampoline when I was a kid, but we could not afford a toy like that. But that would have been super fun to have a trampoline. Have you ever jumped on a trampoline, Birdie? You go so high. We went to Friendship Circle last year with Keidan. There were some students that went to Friendship Circle, and there were trampolines to jump on, and there was also a giant pit of foam blocks that we could jump into and jump around in, and that was pretty cool too. So I picked jumping. That's mine. Let us know what you like. We'll look for your comments. Comments below. We'll look for those comments later on today. So, Birdie and I usually plan a little bit and we talk about what's coming up. But we didn't do that so much today because we were talking about April Fools and jokes and things like that. So she doesn't know that today's book is called Growing Vegetable Soup. We've read another book by this author. We read the ABCs by this author, Lois, I think she says her name, Ellert. We read another book by this author. You know, once I find an author I like, I buy a lot of books by them. So this is a good one, though. You're going to eat a donut while we read Growing Vegetable Soup? She's eating very unhealthy foods, friends. Dad says we are going to grow vegetable soup. How do you grow soup? I don't know if Dad knows what he's talking about. We are ready to work, and our tools are ready too. Having a hard time turning the pages today. We are planting the seeds. So I love this page because you can see how different all of the seeds look. Some of the seeds are quite large, like this bean seed. Some are round, like the pea seed. They've got different colors, but look how tiny those little carrot seeds are. They're so tiny. Just like people, seeds come in all shapes and sizes and colors. And we get all of the sprouts. And in Michigan, sometimes we start things from seeds in our gardens, and sometimes we start things from sprouts because our growing season isn't very long. So it's good to get some things that people have already started for us, and that helps us out. We give them water. So look, all of the seeds are planted and all the sprouts are in the ground. And I know some of the Keidan Rising Stars can answer this question. Birdie, let them think for just a second. I'm going to see if you can answer this question too. There are 3 things that plants need to grow. Can you think of those 3 things that a plant needs to grow? 2 of them have been shared in the book so far. Do you know what they are, Birdie? What are the 3 things that plants need to grow?
Water, sun, and soil.
Water is number 1, sun is number 2, and soil. So we've got 2 of the things here, don't we? We've got the soil and we've got the water. Now we need to give them some sunlight. Let's see. We wait for warm sun to make them grow. So the sun comes out and helps those guys out, and they start to grow and grow. Look at how different the leaves look on each of these plants. Some of them are long and skinny leaves. Some of them have points on them. Some of them are curvy. So not only do plants have different seeds, but they have different leaves too to tell them apart. Just like we can tell who you are when we look at you. People who know a lot about plants can tell what plant it is just by looking at the leaves or by looking at the seeds. They grow into plants. Oh, I love this big flower. Squash has really beautiful flowers on it, and some people eat the flowers. We watch over them and weed. Want to make sure that those weeds aren't taking up some of the valuable nutrients in the soil until the vegetables are ready to pick. Does anyone know what this is? Yeah, it's a tomato. You're right. Who likes this vegetable? I hear some of you saying it's corn. Some people like corn. I love corn.
I know who doesn't like tomatoes.
Who does? Oh, what's the name of the character in that book? Never ever eat a tomato. What was the name of it? Lola. Lola will never ever eat a tomato. What did she call them though? She called them something weird.
Moon squirters.
Moon squirters. That's what we should rename all of these things. Some plants, some vegetables we have to dig up. And at Keidan last year, we planted some potatoes in one of our garden beds. And the potatoes were under the ground. And when we harvested them, we had to dig them up because they were growing in the roots. Carrots are another one that we have to dig up because they grow under the ground. Onions are another one that we have to dig up. So there are quite a few plants that we have to dig up. But most importantly, we have to carry them home and wash them. All of that dirt needs to come off. Need to make sure that any bugs that might be on them get washed off so that we don't eat them. But then we cut the vegetables up and put them in a pot of water. Look at all of those vegetables and the pretty designs they make. Did you know when you cut a green pepper, sometimes you can make it look like a flower? Have you ever done that, Birdie? Cut a green pepper? Just slice it all the way into circles. It looks like a flower. I think it's so pretty. Onions have circles that go around and around and around in them. And we cook them into vegetable soup. What reminds you of tree bark? Onions?
Yeah.
Oh. Well, trees have
circles.
yeah, trees have rings just like that. At last, it's time to eat it all up. It was the best soup ever. Oh, that does look like delicious soup with all of those vegetables in it. And we can grow it again next year. The book has a recipe for vegetable soup here, but I'm going to tell you a secret. If you put vegetables and some water into a pot and you boil them up and add some salt and pepper, you are, you're in a good way, almost all the way to soup. So maybe that's something healthy you can eat today. Ask your family if they'll make soup with you. You can practice slicing vegetables and chopping vegetables. I'll bet it would taste good. Maybe put some noodles in there. Sometimes I put noodles in my vegetable soup. Do you ever do that, Birdie? Minestrone. Minestrone has beans in it. If you have a can of beans, you could add a can of beans to your soup. Oh, I'm getting hungry just thinking about it. Maybe you can make some soup at home. Birdie, do you have any jokes for us today?
Yeah.
You do? All right.
Tanya and Joni laughed at these jokes.
We did laugh at these jokes this morning, but I don't remember what they are. One of them I guessed, though. I knew the answer to it. Right? The first one.
Oh. What did the science notebook say to the math book?
What did the science notebook say to the math notebook? I had a guess. Go ahead, tell us, Birdie.
Wow. You've got problems.
It's true. Math books do have problems. That was a funny one. I did like that one a lot.
Why couldn't the orange finish the race?
Why couldn't the orange finish the race? Think about what we do with oranges. Do you have a guess? All right, why not?
It ran out of juice.
Ran out of juice. It got so tired it couldn't go on. We say ran out of juice when we get so tired we can't go on. Good jokes for today, Birdie. I like those two. Maybe that's something you can do today too. Look up some funny jokes on the internet. You could leave those jokes for us in the comments below too. That would be pretty fun to hear your jokes. Let's end by singing our kindness song, shall we? If you're kind and you know it, share your toys. If you're kind and you know it, share your toys. If you're kind and you know it, then your life will surely show it. If you're kind and you know it, share your toys. If you're kind and you know it, be polite. If you're kind and you know it, be polite. If you're kind and you know it, then your life will surely show it. If you're kind and you know it, be polite. If you're kind and you know it, say I'm sorry. If you're kind and you know it, say I'm sorry. If you're kind and you know it, then your life will surely show it. If you're kind and you know it, say I'm sorry. If you're kind and you know making soup, you could lend a hand. If you're kind and you know it, lend a hand. If you're kind and you know it, then your life will surely show it. If you're kind and you know it, lend a hand. Well, have a good Thursday. Our governor is supposed to tell us some news today about whether and when we're going back to school. So maybe watch some news today and wash your hands and eat something healthy and be kind to one another. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye.